Hello, welcome to this video. My name is Jonathan Curtis, and I'm going to take this opportunity to tell you about my new book, this one here, The Rudimental Drummer, Concepts, Vocabulary and Repertoire. It is a book that I have spent the last 18 months, 2 years, working on, researching, writing, refining, editing, endlessly editing, and composing for, and it has taken up the vast majority of my time outside of my normal teaching and playing commitments. And it is also the reason that this channel has been relatively quiet for a good period, actually. And I'm happy to say that now that this is published and released, that's going to pick up again. I've got plenty to talk about from this book and plenty of pieces to perform from it as well. So, what is it? Why should you be interested? Who's it for? What does it aim to do? The clue's sort of in the name. It is an analysis and an exploration of rudimental drumming, specifically with regards to the concepts, the vocabulary, and the repertoire. It does tackle the history. It takes an historic look at the rudiments, the snare drum's development, how this language evolved over time, the different traditions, most prominently the Swiss, the French, the American, and a little bit of the British. And it essentially aims to explain, describe, explore, and analyse what the rudiments really are, why they're important, and why we should all take an interest in them. In my time as a teacher and an educator, browsing various forums, talking to students, being involved in various discussions and community groups and things like that, you see many misconceptions, many people saying things like, do I really need to learn the rudiments if I want to just be this? If I want to play metal, or if I'm a rock drummer, or I'm interested in pop and jazz, do I really need to learn the rudiments? And it places the rudiments in this strange category of just being this archaic list of seemingly random patterns with funny names. And for the modern 21st century player, it can seem difficult to understand why we should care about them. Why should I spend my time practicing a patafla-fla? I'm never going to use it. I don't even know where it comes from. It's just a random pattern with a silly name. And this book aims to address that misconception, because I believe it is a misconception. The rudiments are themselves an analysis of drumming language. They are used to describe the way we play a drum. You can't play a drum without playing the rudiments. It's not an intentional choice. It's just a fact of life, because the rudiments are a way to describe what we play. They are far, far more than just the 40 patterns we find on the posters. So this book takes a real in-depth look at that. It explains where they came from, why they developed, how they've been used, how they relate to language, how they relate to vocabulary, a little bit about technique, although I should clarify, this is not a technique book, and this is something I'm very clear about in the introduction and in the preface itself. This book is, as you can see, it's a paperback bound book. This is not a book for your music stand necessarily. This is a book to read and to study, and it is a book to really make you think about the vocabulary we're using and how it has been applied by generations of very, very clever and creative composers on this instrument, and how it affects this instrument behind me here, because the two are inextricably linked. The snare drum has a history of round about 700 years, at least a recorded history of about 700 years. And throughout that period, language, concepts, ideas, and pieces of music have developed, and they retain one thing in common. They retain the fact that they are functional. This was a functional instrument first and foremost. It gave signals, it gave orders, it was used to communicate. So it had to produce music or beatings or cadences that were loud, recognizable, repeatable, and relatively simple to play. But over the centuries, this has developed into a full-fledged rhythmic discipline that has, in the last 100 years or so, directly informed the language as it is applied to the drum kit itself. The second, I would say the second half of the book, but it's not. The final third of the book, the final quarter of the book, is actually a collection of 19 original pieces in the rudimental style across all the traditions. So I say it's not a book for the music stand. I would hope that the people interested in this vocabulary, in this material, would like to put it on the music stand. But as I say, the repertoire at the back really only accounts for the last 30 pages or so. So the main body of the book explores 5 fundamental techniques: single strokes, double strokes, paradiddles, ornamentation, flams and drags, and buzz strokes. And then it explores compositional concepts. It explores countless examples from the repertoire, countless instances of how individual rudiments have formed and how they've been applied creatively, technically, improvisationally. If you can see here, just to open up a random page, diagrams, examples, excerpts, extracts, there is an awful lot in here that is essentially, for somebody like me who enjoys analysis, who has a real academic streak, it's a real dream. I really, really enjoyed writing it because it combines my two favorite things, which is drumming and talking about and writing about drumming. But for someone with an academic background, it was a real joy to work on. And my ultimate aim is just to share my love of the rudimental tradition with anybody else that may be interested. So, who is this book for? It is for, I guess if I was being ambitious, I would say it was all drummers. I would say more specifically, it is for drummers who have an interest in the development of the instrument, the history of the instrument, an interest in exploring language and vocabulary and where it came from. Certainly drummers who want to take their rudimental approach more seriously. If you have ever wondered why a paradiddle is the way it is, if you've ever wondered where it came from, if you've ever wondered how it's been used throughout history and why we are left with it today, this book is for you. It is for drummers who want some new repertoire to explore. As I say, there are 19 pieces in this book, and some of them are very, very challenging. They range from hard to very hard. That shouldn't put you off. Some of them are simple enough that relative beginners should be okay with them. When I say they are hard, it means they are difficult to perform as intended at tempo. But some of the pieces, some of the etudes, especially earlier on in the collection, are simple enough that anybody would be able to tackle them, especially with a qualified teacher. Who is this not for? This is not for people, I must admit, this is not for people who are easily bored, because this is a real in-depth analysis. If you are the sort of person that is easily frustrated by too much detail or thinks that people like me overanalyze and overthink, then maybe it's not for you, because this is the very definition of analysis and overthinking. It is not for people who want a collection of exercises and technical studies. I have done those before. My previous book, The Snare Drum Virtuoso, contains about 75 technical studies, more than anybody could ever want. And there are countless other books out there perfectly suited to that. I've got Stick Control open on my music stand right now. There's two volumes of master studies and countless other books that are dedicated to exercises and technique. The world does not need another one of those. So it is not for people that want to have tons and tons of exercises to practice. So really, as I say, this is something of a cross between a textbook and a collection and an analysis. It really seeks to look at what the rudimental traditions are, how they developed, with a special focus on the concepts, the vocabulary, and of course the repertoire. There is a free sample available to download right now on my website, www.jonathancurtis.co.uk. You can explore the introduction and a few sample pages from later chapters to see if you think it might be of interest to you. It is available as a digital PDF right now on my website. It is available worldwide as a paperback, both through my website directly and especially for international customers through Amazon. So it really is available everywhere, and over the coming weeks or months it will be available as a Kindle edition. Although, speaking as the publisher here, producing Kindle copies just takes a little bit of time. So if you're watching this video just as it's been released, the Kindle edition may not be quite ready yet. If you're watching this a month or two down the line or later than that, then the Kindle version should be ready as well. So I really hope that this will be of interest to you. I'm really, really proud of it. It's a beautiful book. Jonathan Horn did my front cover, as he's done for all of my work, and it's really turned out beautifully. 200 pages, 67,000 words, 9 chapters, 19 original compositions to really sink your teeth into and to put it all together. And just something I'm really, really proud of. If you have ever enjoyed my videos, you enjoy the way I teach, you enjoy the way I present information, and you have an interest in drumming, especially rudimental drumming, the Rudimental Drummer may be for you. Thank you very much, and I will talk to you soon.